The thing I would say is, when you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
Stephen Paul Jobs was born on February 24th in 1955 in San Francisco and was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs. While he attended Homestead High School in Cupertino, California, he began working at Hewlett-Packard, or HP, with Steve Wozniak. After graduating from high school in 1972, Jobs attended Reed College in Portland, Oregon, but dropped out after one semester. He then met up with Steve Wozniak and worked at Atari, where they both developed the circuit board for the game Breakout. Jobs founded Apple Computer in 1976 with Wozniak and Ronald Wayne, assembling the first line of desktop computers that would be known as the Apple I and the Apple II, the latter being much more successful before discontinuing in 1993 while being passed by IBM-based PCs. The development of the Mac's graphical user interface and the Macintosh mouse were Jobs' early inspirational developments. A notable moment was one famous Super Bowl commercial being titled 1984, imitating George Orwell's famous novel 1984 while also being aired during the commercial breaks of the 1984 Super Bowl.
We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
After taking a hiatus from Apple, in other words, being fired for internal conflicts, for 11 years, Jobs returned to Apple and released several iterations of the Macintosh that was aggressively simplified with its design and operating systems. From then on, there are tech releases that most of us know well. The iPod in 2001, the iPhone in 2007, and the iPad in 2010. Jobs died from pancreatic cancer in 2011. But what was the design philosophy behind these products? Before Jobs even considered his own product, he would do what we do: consider the competition. Jobs intended for his product to be a streamlined version of a product that no other competitor was even near. So he would look at what others did incorrectly, evaluate the user experience, and make what users wanted. It was one of the core parts of every single product that he made, and you can see it in his speeches.
Interface. I mean, here's 4 smartphones, right? Motorola Q, the BlackBerry, Palm Treo, Nokia E62, the usual suspects. And what's wrong with their user interfaces? Well, the problem with them is really sort of in the bottom 40 there. It's this stuff right here. They all have these keyboards that are there whether you need them or not to be there. And they all have these control buttons that are fixed in plastic and are the same for every application. Well, every application wants a slightly different user interface, a slightly optimized set of buttons just for it.
And that leeways into another part of Jobs' core philosophy: adaptability and versatility. Jobs wanted his product to be adaptable to the developing technologies of his time. Rather than developing the technologies themselves, he wanted to make sure that his product had a long lifespan, able to adapt to those different technologies and applications and situations. This can most easily be seen in the iPhone's revolutionary touch display.
What we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen. Now, how are we going to communicate this? We don't want to carry around a mouse, right? So what are we going to do? Oh, a stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus. No. No. Who wants a stylus? You have to get them and put them away, and you lose them. Yuck.
And that conveniently leeways into another core part of Jobs' design philosophy: the user experience. Unlike most technologies of now, Jobs' products focus on simplifying the user experience rather than actually adding a lot of features. Nowadays, tech is all about one-upping the other, but Jobs actually didn't invent that many new technologies in his products aside from the iPhone's touch display. Rather, he simplified what other products made hard to do. None of his products of the time came with something that quote-unquote new, but only stuff that was very intuitive and easy to use, which made the products very popular for the time.